Hello everyone, let's go ahead and take a look at multiplying and dividing. And in this particular section, what we're really doing is we're simplifying term. Now, a term is in its simplified form if the coefficients are simplified, common factors have been cancelled, and all exponents are positive. So let's take a look at some examples. Now, when you take a look at this particular example, some people may say, hey, wait a second, that's actually two or more terms. But in reality, you have to be careful. This is actually one term because all of these numbers here and all of the variables here are multiplied or divided to each other. So this is really only one term, but it's just that this particular term is not yet simplified. So let's simplify this term. Being that everything is multiplied together, we just take 4 times it by 3, times it by a, times it by a, times it by b. And we come up with 12a squared b, right there. Okay, let's take a look at another one here. Here's 14gh divided by negative 7g. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and write it like this because this will actually be a much more convenient method for us to be able to show how we can cancel common factors. Now this is, although this step may not necessarily seem important at this particular point, later it will be very, very critical. What I'll do is I'll take out the greatest common factor, which is going to be 7g. So notice that I have 7g times it by 2h, which of course is 14gh. And I have the negative 1 times it by 7g. Now notice this right here, the 7g here and the 7g there are common factors. So I can essentially cancel them out. And what I have left is I have 2h divided by negative 1. And of course I can simplify that to just negative 2h. Okay, so let's take a look at letter C. Now this in particular, in this case, there are actually two terms. Here is one term here, and here is another term here. Okay, and the reason why I know that there's two terms in that expression is of course it's separated by a plus or minus sign. Now, we cannot simplify this term any further, but definitely we can do some simplification for this term here. So if I go ahead and take 3a times it by 2b, that's going to be 6ab. If we divide that by 6, change that into this form here, cancel the common factors. Then what I have here is 24ab plus ab, and of course that's a 1 in front of that. So what I come up with is 25ab. So just to review now, let's take a look at our simplified terms and let's determine what the coefficient and what the degree is of each one of these simplified terms. What is the coefficient of this and what is the degree of this particular simplified term? And hopefully you were able to say that the coefficient is 12 and hopefully you were able to say that the degree is 3. Taking a look at this particular simplified term, hopefully you had stated that the coefficient is negative 2, and the degree in this case is 1. Taking a look at this particular simplified term, notice that we have the coefficient being 25, and notice that the degree in this case is 2. Okay, so again, what we're doing at this particular point, with the exception of some very simple examples there, is we're just taking a look at terms themselves and simplifying them as much as possible. And there are 3 different things that we need to ensure in order to know that a particular term is in its simplified form. So we'll take a look at some more examples in class when we meet, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.